Today we're doing team predictions for the 2024 season. I'm doing this all on vibes. No official testing has been done. Okay, so in 10th place we have Haas. The only interesting aspect of Haas was Günther, and he's gone. Gene Haas is finally doing something, and maybe he can use the money he's saving on Steiner's salary on a better upgrade or something. I'm expecting another year like 2023 for them, where they score no points or just a few. So yeah, Haas, what can I say about Haas? They've never been ambitious. Maybe in the first 2 seasons, you know, they finished, I think P5 or P6 in the standings one year. And after that, it was just drama. One thing that was entertaining was Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean knocking each other out nearly every race. And Günther Steiner having a fit over it. In P9, I have Stake F1 team. They are just getting ready for the Audi takeover and will just do enough to break even. They'll score points occasionally. So yeah, Stake F1 team is one of those other teams that has no ambition at this time. You know, with the Audi coming in, taking over the lot, they're barely gonna, you know, spend up to the budget cap limit, bringing special people in to build cars because Audi is doing all that for them for 26. I am curious about the livery they're gonna have. Poisonous green kind of color, fluorescent. In P8, we have the first surprise, Alpine. Big drama at the top of the company has left the team without a captain or any structure. It will take time before that's sorted. A 5-year plan, I guess. Yeah, the 5-year plan. That's a joke because 3 years ago, Alpine started a 5-year plan to be competing for world titles, and the only thing they've done is sacked a load of people. A load of people walked away. They're stuck now with 2 very decent French drivers, a couple of American actor investors, but there's no decent team boss, there's no head of development, there's no structure whatsoever. In P7 we have Williams, just like last year, but with a lot more points. Albon will do even better than last year, and Sargent will improve some, like 10 points or something. Yeah, Sargent, you know, scoring 10 points instead of 1, and Albon scoring 54 points instead of 27. That would be a huge leap for Williams. However, it won't be enough to attack P6 because last season there was quite a, you know, over 100 points between them, or maybe even 150. I think Fowles will do a good job with Williams and, you know, scoring like 50 or 60 points more than the year before, and maybe in a lucky race Albon can get a podium, is quite a leap forward, and it's something that I really want to see. In P6 we have Racing Bulls. 2 places higher than last season. The progress is visible and the 2 drivers will get the most out of the growing package. Tsunoda and Ricciardo, and a car with more of the RB19 DNA in it. A new group of people at the head of the team will see improvements. Again, with the field being so tight, it's going to be very hard to jump 2 places instead of 3 or 4. In P5 we have Aston Martin. Stroll will cost them a position in the standings. Alonso is doing the best he can, but he can't keep carrying the team. So if they had a driver a little bit lesser than Alonso and a driver a lot better than Stroll, they would skip a position. They would get much better. In P4 we have Mercedes. Oh my lord. Hamilton will not be as motivated as he's leaving the team, and Russell is a little confused as to why he's driving around in a car that Hamilton wanted changed and then left. Wolff will be a little more quiet this season. Yes, Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton was in the car last week, seat fitting and on the sim. He wasn't happy. You could tell by the look in his face. You know, Mercedes had posted a picture with everything scrambled around him, and his face was like... And then, yeah, 3 days later, the news came out that he signed for Ferrari. But I think it's really unfair because Hamilton has been pushing for changes. The seating position needed to go backwards. And, you know, George Russell couldn't drive it that properly with that car anymore. He's done all those changes. He leaves George Russell with a car that he can't work with. It's going to be exciting. Who have I got in P3? McLaren. I was on the hype train. However, McLaren hasn't had the big plateau yet. They'll start decent like the end of last year, but there will be dips in performance on certain tracks. With the competition being this close, it will cost a lot of points straight away. So this is something that I'm afraid of with McLaren. Red Bull in their first season, they had problems with the car being too heavy and they had issues in the slow corners. The TD fixed that, but also they fixed it themselves in the season after that. So that meant that basically on nearly every track they were good except Singapore. You know, as in development, I think Ferrari is ahead of McLaren, and that's why I have McLaren at P3. But I'm expecting good things for McLaren, you know, because there will be races where they'll be fighting Red Bull hard. In P2, I have Scuderia Ferrari. They will make it hard on the Red Bull boys, scoring a handful of wins between them. In the long run, they won't beat Red Bull. So yeah, that's short and simple. They've got a 95% new bits on their car. It will make them fast. It will make them fight Red Bull hard. If Red Bull has an off day here and there, then they'll get wins. Something must be going on with Max or with Red Bull before Leclerc or Sainz can win. But it will happen because I don't see Red Bull winning 23 races out of the 24. In P1, we have Red Bull. They stopped development so early in 2023, they have upgrades ready for the 2025 season. I think it was Jake Dennis that said, oh my god, Red Bull has developed so much ahead that they have stuff ready for the W21. No, not the W21, the RB21. So Red Bull is so far ahead that they can sandbag a little and then stay ahead.